CIET NCERT presents audiobook Bansuri, Textbook of Arts for Grade 4.
Page number 137. Dance. What do we have on this page? Oh, there is an image of a dance performance on the stage. We have a group of young students performing on the stage. Their posture is they have their knees bent in the opposite direction and their hands are over their heads forming different hastamudras. Can you guess which dance form it is? Yes, it appears to be Bharatnatyam. Page number 138. Guide for teachers. Number 1. Please provide a spacious and well-ventilated area for the children. Number 2. The pedagogy focuses on learning dance units according to regional practices, learning about dances of various regions of the country, learning to express emotions and becoming comfortable in expressing emotions, understanding the use of different body parts for movement and expressing emotions, understanding the importance of collaboration in movement practice, creativity in putting together various elements of dance. Number 3. Please address the below given curricular goals, competencies, and learning outcomes for your assessments. Number 4. Focus on the effort put in by the children, their attitude towards learning new things, showing empathy with emotions and expressions, and willingness to share and collaborate. Curriculum goals and competencies are listed, which are covered through the textbook. The learning outcomes for each chapter are listed in the tables with assessment guidelines. Curricular Goal 1 develops confidence to explore, depict, and celebrate human experience through the arts. Competency 1.1 expresses enthusiasm to create and perform a variety of dance and movement that is familiar to them. Competency 1.2 shares ideas and responses while working collaboratively in dance and movement. Curricular Goal 2 exercise their imagination and creativity freely in the arts. Competency 2.1 creates and practices dance and movement sequences based on everyday actions and personal experiences. Competency 2.2 compares and contrasts movements, rhythms, postures, themes, and expressions in a variety of dance and movement styles introduced in the classroom. Curricular Goal 3 explores basic processes, materials, and techniques in the arts. Competency 3.1 makes choices while working with movement steps, instruments, costumes, and arrangements used in dance and movement. Competency 3.2 selects a variety of dance and movement sequences during collaborative practice and participates. Curricular Goal 4 explores beauty in their surroundings and develop an interest in a variety of local art forms and cultural practices. Competency 4.1 recognizes elements of dance and movement in nature and describes their artistic qualities. Competency 4.2 demonstrates curiosity towards local art forms and culture. Activities that are marked by a star symbol can be facilitated by any teacher, even in schools with limited resources. Page number 139. Chapter 14. My Body in Dance. On the bottom left corner of the page is given a QR code, which can be scanned for further information and activities related to this chapter. Welcome again to the world of dance. Hope you enjoyed dancing with your friends and teachers last year and learnt about dance with body movements, hand gestures, and folk and traditional forms. This year, You will begin with a Panchatantra story connected to all art forms. You will also dance about it. You will move like animals and fly like birds. But first, let us start dancing. Yes, just like these young children dancing in the image at the bottom of the page. They are dancing freely in different steps. Page number 140. Activity 14.1. Dance to a festival song. People in our country celebrate different festivals. What is your favorite festival? How do you celebrate it? Do you sing and dance for it? Do you know that Navratri is a festival celebrated across India? But each state has its own traditions. The most interesting part is that many states have dancing as an important part of their Navratri celebrations. Here are some examples of the varieties of dances seen in various parts of the country. Do you have a special dance for a festival? If yes, mention in the blank. And dance together to the rhythm of your favorite festival song. On the right hand side of the page are given a few images of different dances done during the Navratris. The first image is of Kolata dance, which is famous in Karnataka. Few children are dancing on the stage. They are standing in a circle with sticks in their hands. The next image is of a stage performance of Garba during Navratri, which is a dance form of Gujarat. The dancers are dressed in colorful dresses of lehenga and choli and dupatta. We also have an image of Dhunuchi, a dance performed during Durga Puja in West Bengal. The young dancers are dressed in white sari with red border and holding a Dhunuchi in their hands. Note for teachers: pick a popular festival song of your region and let the students explore dancing and creating movement. Page number 141. Activity 14.2. Movements in everyday life. Now focus on everyday activities and turn them into movements. For examples, how does Srinivas's mother get ready to go to the office? She wears her earrings and packs her lunchbox. How does Sonal's uncle cook dinner? Can you notice and understand how the different parts of your body move when you do such activities? Choose any situation or select one from the given examples and enact it using arm movements, hand gestures, and other body movements. Try to count the beats as you do these movements. You are now dancing to your music. There are two images given at the bottom of this page. In the first image, Srinivas's mother is wearing her earrings. She has both her hands on her ear. Her first two fingers, that is index finger and middle finger, are joined, and the remaining two, that is the ring finger and the little finger, are stretched outside. Yes, they have formed a Hastamudra of the dance. In the second image, Sonal's uncle is cooking. He has a utensil on the stove and he is moving a spoon in it. How will he move his hand? Can you try and do it? Page number 142. Rhythm and beats. Do you remember the 2 or 4 beat steps done in grade 3? The syllables are takadhimi takajhunu or nadhin dinna or ta thai thai tat. You can also use syllables like tat 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 ta or tadin tadin or dhimi dhimi. Use the syllables or rhythm counts, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 to ensure accurate movements. Can you now explore 3 beats like takita or dhadinna? Try to clap, stomp your feet or snap your fingers while you recite the syllables and move around. Think of different situations with beats, movements and hand gestures and have fun with the beats. Dance while planting a tree. Now explore more such movement outdoors. For example, how would you plant a sapling in the soil? There are a few pictures given on the next page. You can follow them and add beats and rhythm to your own movements. This can be an activity related to Chapter 4 of The World Around Us textbook. In the bottom right corner of this page, there are two students who are performing as trees. They are wearing the cardboard structure of trees. Page number 143. The first image has a girl holding a spade in her hands and she is trying to dig the soil. Can you do this movement on beats? Let's use 4 beats. Ta, 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 ta. Alongside the girl, there are shown 2 hands. They are folded as if holding a spade. But wait, there is no spade in the hand. Yes, we just have to do the movement as if we are holding a spade and digging the soil. Picture 2 has a boy planting a seed or a flower sapling in the ground. And there is an image adjoining of a hand with the tips of all the fingers and thumb joined together. Once again, this hand is not holding any seed or flower sapling. Yes, we have to imitate this movement on the beats of dhi, 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 dhi. In the third image, there is a boy who is covering the soil and patting with his hands. Adjoining him are 2 hands with all the fingers stretched outside and together. Without actually patting the soil, try to do the movement on the beat of ta, 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 ta. In the fourth image, we have a girl watering a plant. Adjoining her, there is an image of a hand stretched out as if it's the soil and another hand as if holding a mug or a bucket in her hand. We actually do not have to water the plant, but enact as if we are watering on the beats of dhi, 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 dhi. Page number 144. Activity 14.3. Head, neck and eye movements. Do you remember the small parts of the body you learnt in grade 3? Now you will focus your movements on your head and neck in this activity. Express yourself with head, neck and eyes. Can you communicate with your head and neck only? Do you move your head side to side to say no? Nod up and down to say yes? Look up in wonder at the blue sky. Look down in sadness at the plastic floating in the lake. Sway your head in anger and disgust at the garbage thrown on streets. Do animals also use their head and neck to communicate their feelings? Explore head and neck movements imaginatively and learn more wonderful uses of the body. Stretch your head and neck to see the numerous ways in which the head and neck can move. How do you look up to the stars in wonder? As illustrated in the image, with the help of the arrow, you tilt your head upwards to see towards the sky. Can you follow the path of the rainbow that makes you happy? Just as illustrated in the image, you use your head to move in somewhat a semicircular motion. How does a bird move its neck? The image on the side shows 2 arrows going in opposite directions. That means the bird moves its neck in opposite directions. Sway your head like a cow. Can you do that? Let's take help of the adjoining image. The image shows somewhat circular form of arrows in opposite directions. That means you have to move your head in somewhat circular motion in both the directions to show swaying your head like a cow. Do you put your head down when you are sad? Just like in the image, the arrow is showing downward movement. Do you ever say no to ice cream? To say no, nod your head in opposite directions. Just as illustrated by the arrows. Now crouch your neck like a lion. How can you do that? The image illustrates raising up of both the shoulders. Keeping your neck straight, raise both your shoulders. You will be crouching your neck like a lion. Worksheet. Match the following head and neck movements with suitable emotions. Yes, you have successfully done all these actions, just like the happy boy in the bottom right corner who has successfully done all these actions. Now, let us try to match your movements and emotions with all you have learnt earlier. Page number 145. Worksheet. Match the following head and neck movements with suitable emotions. The worksheet is divided into two columns. The first column has head and neck movements along with the images, and the second column has the emotions along with the faces showing those emotions. The first movement is a lion looking at his reflection. The image depicts a lion looking at his reflection in a water body. Second movement is looking up at the stars in the clear sky. The image illustrates the clear, beautiful sky with a moon in it. The third movement is of animals not wanting to go to the lion. In the adjoining image, we have a lion and two animals at a distance from him. They do not want to go to him. The fourth movement is looking at the plastic bottles in the lake. The image depicts a water body, a lake, and many plastic bottles floating in it. The fifth movement is the hare going to the lion. The image illustrates the scene. There is a lion and a hare is slowly moving towards it. Sixth movement is the animals rejoicing after the lion jumps into the well. The image depicts a well and there is no lion around it. Let us know what kind of emotions are given in the second column. The first emotion is of wonder, and there is a face showing wondrous expression. The eyebrows are raised and the mouth is wide open. Second emotion is of bravery. The adjoining face is quite confident and his eyebrows are somewhat crooked. The third emotion is of anger. Adjoining image is of a face with crooked eyebrows and it appears that the child is very angry. Fourth emotion is of fear. The adjoining image has a child with his eyebrows raised, eyes wide open, and his mouth is also wide open. Fifth emotion is of happiness. The adjoining face is smiling. Sixth emotion is of sadness. The adjoining face has drooped eyes and lips are also inverted. Now you have to match the movements that were told earlier to these emotions. Page number 146. Activity 14.4. Animal movements. You might have observed that different animals have distinct movement styles such as walking, climbing, sleeping, facial movements, etc. Similarly, the animal characters described in Panchatantra stories have unique movements. In our country, there are many dances based on animal movements. They are called animal dances. For example, tiger dance and peacock dance. We have three images of these animal dances. The first image on the top right corner of the page is of Purulia Chhau dance or lion dance. In this image, we have a dancer in the costume of a lion, also wearing the mask of a lion. He is walking on all fours. There is another artist wearing the costume of Goddess Durga. The artist has 8 hands and a very big crown to show. The artist has 8 hands and a very big headgear on the head. On the bottom left corner of the page is the image of Pulikali or tiger dance. In this image, there are various dancers wearing the masks of tigers. Also, ferocious faces of tigers are painted on their body. Their bodies are painted in yellow and black stripes for a tiger. On the bottom right corner of the page is image of a performance of Mohiniyattam dance or peacock dance. In this image, dancers are performing on stage. In the center is standing God Subramaniam, to whom this dance is dedicated. The other dancers are in the costume of a peacock with feathers of the peacock worn on their backs. The feathers are fanned out as if a peacock is dancing. Page number 147. Hasta for animals. Before starting with animal movements, do you know there are many hand gestures that represent different animals? There are some examples of hand gestures in the given images. Let us decode all these images and try to form these hand gestures. The first image is of Matsyahast or formation of fish. Stretch your right hand with your palm downwards. All your fingers are close to each other. Now, place your left hand palm downwards on your right hands. Try placing all the fingers of your left hand on the fingers of the right hand. Now, stretch out your thumbs. You have your Matsya hand. Next image is of Kurmahasta or tortoise formation. Stretch out your right hand. Place your left palm over your right palm. Now, fold your fingers of both your hands are clasped to each other. Now, stretch the little finger and the thumb of your left hand. Now stretch out the little finger and thumb of your right hand. Yes, you have successfully formed the Kurmahasta. Third hand gesture is Varahahasta or boar hand formation. Stretch out your right hand with your palm downwards. Now, tilt your hand a little bit from the knuckles. Now, place your left hand over your right hand in the position as your fingers are over the fingers of your right hand. Now, lift up the little fingers of both the hands. Next, join your thumbs to the little fingers of both the hands. You have successfully formed the Varahahasta. Bring your right hand in front of your chest with the palm facing towards your body. Spread out all the fingers. Similarly, spread out all the fingers of your left hand. Now bring your left hand near your right hand in a way that both the thumbs are joined at the tip. You will realize that both your hands are fanned with their fingers in the opposite directions. Yes, you have successfully formed the Garudhasta or eagle hand. Next we have Nagbandhak or the snake hand. For the Nagbandhak Hasta, bring your right hand in front of your chest with the thumb facing towards your body. The palm of the right hand is facing the left side. Similarly, now bring your left hand and put it across your right hand at the wrists. You will realize that palms of both the hands are in opposite directions. Now, fold your fingers a little bit. Both your hands are in somewhat a crooked position. Now fold a little your thumbs as well. You will realize that both your hands have taken the shape of a snake. You have successfully formed the Nagbandhak Hasta. Next we have Bhairunda Hasta or eagle head. Put both your hands across each other as if they are tied at the wrist. Your right hand is open in the left direction and the left hand is open in the right direction. Now, fold your forefinger as if covering the thumb. Now, curl the remaining 3 fingers into your palm. You have successfully formed Bhairunda Hasta or eagle head. Moving on to Mayur Hasta. Open your hand with the fingers stretched upwards. Now, fold your third finger, that is the ring finger, and join the tips of the ring finger and the thumb. Keep the remaining 3 fingers stretched upwards. This is Mayur Hasta or peacock hand. Moving on to Hansasya Hasta or butterfly hand. Once again, stretch your fingers upwards. Now, join the tips of your forefinger and the thumb and stretch it as much as you can in the front. Stretch the remaining 3 fingers, that is the middle finger, the ring finger and the little finger away from each other as much as you can. Your hand is now fanned out in the position of a butterfly. This is Hansasya Hasta. Next we have an image of Tamrachud Hasta or bird head. Open your hand with the fingers stretched towards the sky. Curl the 3 fingers, that is the middle finger, the ring finger and the little finger, and cover these with your thumb. Your forefinger is still stretched upwards. Now bend your forefinger into half. You have successfully formed Tamrachud Hasta or bird head hand. Next we have Kapit Hasta or bird hand. Once again, bring your hand with your fingers stretched upwards towards the sky. Join the tips of the thumb and your forefinger by bending the forefinger a little. Curl the remaining fingers into your palm. The Kapit Hasta is successfully formed. The next Hasta is Sarpashirsha Hasta, also called snake or serpent head. Keep your hand with your fingers stretched towards the sky. Bend all your fingers a little from the top. Now bend your thumb as well a little from the top. You will realize that your hand has taken the formation of the head of a snake. Next we have Singmukh Hasta. It is used to form the mouth of a deer or a cow or any other animal. Open your hand with the fingers stretched upwards towards the sky. Join the tips of the middle finger and the ring finger with the tip of the thumb. Now stretch these 3 out as much as you can. Remember, the tips are still joined. Keep your forefinger and little finger stretched up as much as you can. This is the formation of Singmukh. Moving on to Bhramari Hasta or bee hand formation. Curl your forefinger completely and cover it with the thumb. Now, join the tips of the middle finger and the thumb and stretch them outwards as much as you can. Curl your forefinger into your thumb. Cover it with the thumb. Now, join the tips of your middle finger and the thumb and stretch as much as you can. Keep your ring finger and little finger stretched upwards as much as possible. This is Bhramari Hasta. And now we have Vyaghra Hasta or tiger hand. Open your hand with all the fingers stretched apart from each other. Now try and curl all the fingers from the top knuckles a little bit. Your hand will take the shape as if it is going to grab something. This is Vyaghra Hasta. I hope you all have formed the various hastas successfully. Page number 148. Try creating imaginative hand gestures to represent different animals. Examples of animal movements with hand gestures are listed in the table. In the first column, we have peacock dance, also called Mayur Hasta. The image has 2 hands in the formation of Mayur Hasta. Yes, exactly the same that you learnt previously. There is a girl dancing using the formation of Mayur Hasta. The next column illustrates tiger dance or Vyaghra Hasta. There are 2 hands in the formation of Vyaghra Hasta. A child is dancing using the formation of Vyaghra Hasta. The last column has deer movements or Singmukh Hasta. The image illustrates the formation of Singmukh Hasta just like you had learnt. A dancer is performing using her right hand to form the Singhamukh Hasta and her left hand is behind her back. Probably she is performing the role of a deer. Now it is your turn to move like your favorite animals. Enact the movements and gestures of animals from the Panchatantra story, The Lion and the Hare. Observe how different animals behave. Imitate the same using hand gestures and head and neck movements synchronized to a 4-beat rhythm. Create a dance based on an animal story of your own. Use distinct hand gestures for each animal. Note for teachers: suggest different animal movements to the children. If possible, provide 4 beats or music in 4 beats. Page number 149. Assessment, Chapter 14, My Body in Dance. Competencies. For Curricular Goal 1, Competency 1.1. For Curricular Goal 2, Competency 2.1 and Competency 2.2. We have a table containing 3 columns. The first column has learning outcomes. The second column is to be filled by the teacher after assessment. And the last column is to be filled after self-assessment. First learning outcome is dances thoughtfully with eagerness using rhythm, to be assessed by teacher and self. Learning outcome 2, imaginatively uses hastas for actions, to be assessed by teacher and self. Learning outcome 3, understands the use of head and neck, to be assessed by teacher and self. Learning outcome 4, is comfortable to express emotions, to be assessed by teacher and self. Teacher's feedback on students' strengths is to be given in the blanks. Teacher's feedback on areas of improvement is to be given in the blanks. Any other observation is also to be noted in the blanks. The chapter ends here.
Bansuri, you were just listening to this audiobook, Textbook of Arts for Grade 4. Narration, Tripti Upadhyay. Sound recordists, Virendra Rawat. Production assistant, Surendra Kumar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.